Hello, Temple of Israel family. I hope you're all having a good morning. I wanted to reach out on this Thanksgiving Day to send greetings from my family to yours, and also to share this story that I thought was particularly important this year as we celebrate this holiday. The story comes from Rabbi Nachman of Braslav, who is a great Hasidic rabbi and known for his great storytelling. And this story is called A Prince Who Thought He Was a Turkey. There was once a prince, the son of a great king, who thought he was a turkey. So he took off all of his clothes, sat naked under a table, and pecked at bread and other crumbs on the floor. The king was desperate to find a cure for his son, so he called all of his best doctors throughout the land to come help, but none were able to find a cure. So the king became very sad, until one day a great sage came along to the palace and said, "I think I can help." What did the great sage do? He took off all of his clothes and sat naked under the table next to the king's son, pecking at breadcrumbs on the floor. The prince asked the sage, "Who are you, and what are you doing here?" The sage returned the questions to the prince. "Who are you, and what are you doing here?" The prince responded, "I am a turkey." The sage said, "Well, I'm also a turkey." And so they sat together for some time until they were comfortable with each other. Then the sage signaled to the king and the king's servants above, and the king threw down a couple of shirts under the table. The sage said to the prince, "Do you think that turkeys can't wear a shirt?" "You can wear a shirt and still be a turkey," said the sage. So the two of them put shirts on. After a while, the sage gave another sign to the king and his servants, and they threw down a couple of pairs of pants under the table. The sage said, "Do you think if you're a turkey you can't wear pants?" So they put on pants. Then the sage gave another sign, and human food was brought under the table, beautiful tasting food. The sage said to the prince, "Do you think that if you eat good food, you can't be a turkey? You can eat this food, and you can still be a turkey." And so they ate together. The sage finally said to the prince, "Do you think that a turkey has to sit under a table? You can be a turkey and sit up at the table." And so the two turkeys, the sage and the prince, got up together and sat at the table. There are so many valuable lessons bottled up in this short story. For one, even though at the outset of the story the king is looking to find a cure for his son, the wise man instead finds a way to live with the prince's sense of turkeyness. So what does this mean for us today while we are celebrating Thanksgiving? I recently read a beautiful commentary on this story from Rabbi David Evan Marcus, which you can find on myjewishlearning.com. He talks about how sometimes we feel gratitude and sometimes we don't, even when we have much to be thankful for. Sometimes we feel a sense of burden, being harried, lonely, bothered, or even ungrateful. Beating ourselves up for these feelings does us no good. Yes, cultivating gratitude and counting our blessings are an essential part of our Jewish identity and Jewish spirituality, but another significant part of Jewish spirituality is about being honest and inwardly real and sitting with our emotions, especially when the turkey may be bringing us down. During this pandemic, so many of us feel a deep sense of loneliness. Perhaps more than any year in recent memory, we're feeling this Thanksgiving like we should just sit under our tables. I wanted to reach out to all of you in this way to say that I am thinking about you. And if you need someone to sit under the table with you, please reach out to me. I would also ask that we all do our best beyond today to continue to reach out to each other to truly embody what it means to be a temple family. I am very hopeful that the light at the end of this tunnel is in sight. I'm very grateful for this Temple of Israel family, so grateful. I cannot wait to see everyone in person again. And again, from my family to each of yours, I want to wish you all good health and a happy Thanksgiving in whatever form that takes this year. I want to conclude with a prayer, a short prayer, words from Psalm 92. It is good to give thanks to God in a melody that I feel that really encompasses my emotions around this Thanksgiving. It's good to give thanks to God, to sing to Adonai in the heights. It is good to give thanks to God. Tov lehodot